Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, which brings us to the question of, did Shakespeare celebrate New Year's? William Shakespeare did mark the beginning of a new year with great amount of celebration, just like we do, but he didn't have a ball dropping or kissing people at midnight. Instead, the new year was ushered in as part of the Christmas celebrations, and it culminated in the beginning of the new year by celebrating what's called Epiphany. Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night is a nod to one of the most popular Christmas traditions of the Tudor period, which was the celebration of Twelfth Night. Now, it's called Twelfth Night because it's the night of the 12th day. So there's 12 days of Christmas between Christmas and Epiphany, and the night before January 6th, so the night of January 5th, was celebrated with a big amount of hoopla and special cakes and celebratory things and whatnot. And this was called Twelfth Night celebration. And then the start of 12th day would mark the beginning of a brand new year for William Shakespeare. Some people celebrate it as Three Kings Day and acknowledge the discovery of Jesus by the three kings. Other people mark the day by singing. You can go from house to house singing or caroling. It was called wassailing. I think it may still be called wassailing, but they called it wassailing, wassailing in England when Shakespeare was there. And if you live in London, you should definitely check out the Drury Lane Theatre in London, which has a tradition since 1795 of providing a 12th night cake. The will of Robert Baddeley left £100 a year specifically for the purpose of providing cake and punch every year in celebration of 12th night at the theater. It used to be that roast lamb was the traditional dish, which to me seems a little morbid because Jesus was the Lamb of God and he would go on to be sacrificed for the salvation of mankind. And so when you're roasting the lamb, it's just a little too literal for me personally, but it was how they celebrated the holiday. Also, inside the 12th night cake would be a little figure of baby Jesus. And if you were the person who got the slice of cake that had the baby Jesus in it, it was your job to throw a party for Candlemas in February. There are some European countries where they will leave out their shoes the night before Epiphany to be filled with gifts. This is related to the idea of filling a stocking on Christmas Eve. These traditions all kind of run together because of the different influences we have from all over the world. And I don't know actually if that one was celebrated by Shakespeare. So if you know, let me know. I do know that the play Twelfth Night was held as part of the Christmas festivities in 1601. That's what it was written to be for. Also, the holiday uses a lot of spices in cooking. A lot of the traditional foods for Twelfth Night and Epiphany include spices that are commemorative of the spices said to have been brought to Jesus by the wise men. And there is a traditional English tart that gets made into a star that symbolizes the Star of Bethlehem. And it is called the Epiphany tart. That's it for this week here at Did Shakespeare. My name is Cassidy Cash, and however you mark your new year, I hope your year is filled with Shakespeare. And if you subscribe to this channel, it'll definitely be filled with Shakespeare because I'll see you next week and all the weeks with more interesting information to help you learn something new about the Bard. Don't forget to sign up for your spot on our trip to England. It is going to be the ultimate Shakespeare trip of a lifetime. We will see and hear and learn all of the things through the life of William Shakespeare. If you've ever wanted to go to England or you need a really good reason to go back, this trip is the way to go. So travel with me and British History Tours in the fall. Sign up by February 1st and get a special gift. All that and more info and how to sign up at cassidycash.com/travel Shakespeare. That's it for this week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.